what is up, my BBossBaddies and my Bama fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome BBossArmy. Yes, I am finally back with this video. I'm only excited because I was dropping, I think, so many videos that it was becoming like I forgot to go back to this video to do another version. So I'll leave the links down below for the first one, and I believe there's one more. And so I don't really want to say too much, but this, I just want you guys to keep in mind. This is going to be things that you fellas can do, that you guys will do, that will go ahead and make her want you to whip it right out. Put it exactly where it needs to be, and you know where, in that kitty. But anyways, I'm having a little too much fun. So you guys, if you want a version where it's going to be what signs she will show, she will do, then let me know and I will get that video out. And if you're not getting that, I'm just trying to say, like, there's things that girls will do to show you that they want it right now, right then and there. But if you guys don't know, you can let me know and I'll bring it to you guys. Okay, so give this video a huge thumbs up. If anytime you feel like you want another version, let me know. And other videos you want to see as well, drop it down below. And so let's go ahead and get started. So the first way on my list is show she is not ready. Now, come on, fellas. If we talk about you being a leader and you being an alpha male, if you can't show a woman that you can be a leader and an alpha male and that you're ready to go ahead for it in other forms, then girls will not give you those credit that you feel like you should get as an alpha male or a man in general. So you need to basically work in other areas to spice up your life. That love life, that, you know, in the bedroom, yeah, you want to do that by teasing. And so that's going to be your best friend. When you want to show a girl that you are ready, you're not going to be talking about what you can do unless she asks you. So a lot of times guys will ruin it for themselves because they either feel like, okay, well, let me go straight into it and just try to make her want it or let it happen. And that's only going to work, I said in the past, if you're an alpha guy, if you have money, if you have these criteria that let guys slide with any woman. And it's not that, hey, you don't get credit for it, but that's just the case. So not always taking that strategy of talking about what you can do and how you're ready for it is going to work. What it could actually do is make a lot of women not want it at all. So for you guys, teasing is going to be your best friend. And so when you're dealing with a woman, you're going to be kicking back. You're going to say things when she wants to be a little, let's say, aggressive. When she wants to be a little like, hey, I'm the one that's the male or the masculine one, right? When girls get a little too aggressive and they're talking about, well, they can do this, right? Like things that, why would you even want to do, right? Let's say some girls want to be so right, or they have that aggressive masculine trait when they don't want to become that feminine girl or that nurturing type of side. They don't want to bring that out around you. And so for an example, what some girls will do when you're play fighting, that's a great one. Not everybody likes to play fight. I feel like this is more like younger teens, all the way to like maybe mid-20s, possibly older. But hey, I feel like you can never go wrong with play fighting. It happens and it's fun, right? And you also always have to bring fun. But now this relates to teasing, because then ahead, you're going to go ahead and tell her, well, okay, you think you can handle it? And you leave it at that. You see what I did there, what I was trying to get you guys to do is that you got to let her know by not letting her know. So you see how girls sometimes, they show you these signs or they kind of make it clear, but they don't make it clear enough by saying it. It's just their actions. Now it's your chance to do that. But you're doing it for the positiveness, to go ahead and show her what you could really do, right? You want to build it up so she could get to that point to say, okay, today is gonna happen. I'm gonna get laid by you. So for her, she has to be excited. She has to feel like, okay, well, I don't really know much about it, but that he's ready to give it to me and that he's not in a rush. He's kicking back and he's playing. You also want to make sure it's clear by your actions. So you always want to make sure you're welcoming. That means if she comes over, you go over, you're going to be relaxed, kicked back. You don't want to be that tense guy that, oh my gosh, I never ever did in my life, right? You're a complete version, right? Like you never ever tried it. You don't want to seem like you have no experience, because it's going to get a lot of girls saying that I don't want to be the one. I don't want to be the first one for you. I don't want to teach you how to do it. I don't want to teach you how to use what you got. That's yours, right? So fellas, please, the last thing I'll add in brackets, if you guys want me to do teasing videos, like what type of teases you can say and things, anything around that, let me know. I promise you guys I will do it, because honestly, I really feel like this would be a fun video. But the last thing that I put in brackets is, has to be clear you're ready by your actions, always right away. So the thing is, because you're not saying, or you're not going ahead to make it clear by coming on to her, your actions always have to be spot on, so she doesn't feel like you're holding back, you're scared, or you just don't want to go ahead and, you know, put it down. You get what I mean? You don't want to go ahead and, hey, show her that you were ready, you've been ready. So you guys got to make sure that you're always there, giving hints or signs of come closer. And y'all always have to remember that girls are close to you. Girls are used to you guys coming on to them. Y'all are always expected to make that first lead, that first move. Now, when it doesn't work, and it's happening a lot nowadays, it doesn't work to just do these things with girls. Y'all got to go ahead and show those actions. But now you're just not going to say nothing about it. And then now you're going to go ahead and make sure it's clear all the time. But you're not going to go be the desperate guy, or the, oh my gosh, I got to find a way to get it and give it. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to leave that at that. But you guys, it's really just as simple as, you don't want to seem like a thirsty type of guy. You want to seem like you do got it ready and made in you and all that. We'll talk more about this little bit at the end, because it relates to the last point as well, and also to the second. But the next point on my list is when you pull back a bit when she gets comfortable. Now, I love this one, because this is actually a whole trick and a whole, you know, a whole tease. Like, it's a tease in its own way without you guys talking. And also, the best part about this is that you guys don't have nothing to do. Like, you don't have much actions. Why would you rather waste your time going to spend all this money on her just so she wants, you know, yeah, right. But I'm just trying to say, I said in the past, yes, a girl will instantly want it because you have money. But then again, in those situations, they only want it because you have money. That's the key things. You always have to know how women will want it, even if it's not the good way. You know, by money, it'll save you. Next time when you can see that she's money hungry, you'll avoid it. But now when you have situations where it's like the other times where the roles are kind of like, not necessarily roles, but things are just switching up, you gotta know what to do then. You gotta know to pull back. So when you go ahead and pull back a bit, and it's a key word, that key word, well, 2 words, whatever, a bit, you got to make sure you just do it a little bit. Because first of all, if you go ahead and pull back completely, she might just go ahead and pull back completely for so many different reasons, to try to beat you first, to try to make it seem like, hey, well, I'm the one that doesn't actually want it, and you thought, to try to make you feel a way about it because now she did it and you did it, and it's like, hey, well, you didn't. Yeah, you see, there's so many different reasons, but your safest bet to do it a little bit, because of the fact when you do it a little bit, back to number 1, she knows that you're ready to go ahead. When she's ready, you're here. You made it known. Another way you can make it known, back to kind of number 1, is like the way you dress. Once again, we'll talk more about it because it relates more to the last thing. But if you always stay basically ready, and she stays alert that you're ready based on your signs and your signals of you just chilling, not really trying too much, when you just pull back a little bit, it's just you saying that I'm not going to be the one that's going to just be a thirsty guy or a dog all over you, or be so like I need water. Like, no, I'm not doing that. You know that I want it, right? And y'all got to understand, girls know that you want it. You want to give it to her. She knows that you want to. She knows it. But let me not get carried away, okay? Let me just say to you guys, because we're getting close to the end. Last thing I just really want you guys to understand, my brothers, my friend, look, when it comes down to women, y'all got to get that. If you just do a little bit, it will go a long way with the things that is the bigger things. So just anything in general. Actions, which I'll talk about once again, because everything kind of just goes down and down, and there's always more to add. But your actions gonna be a key thing, okay? When your actions are spot on, and you can go ahead do a little bit of this, when you need to do a little bit of that, it works. And then when you have the girl comfortable, you have to wait until she's comfortable, because if you don't, then she's gonna be like, okay, well, I wasn't even in a position of even getting close to wanting it from you. So if she's not comfortable, she's gonna feel all ways about you. She's gonna be tense. She's gonna be held back. She's gonna be like, no, put a stop to it. She's gonna be like, whoa, slow down, right? Or she's just gonna be a really, really uncomfortable. It's gonna be a vibe of, okay, well, you know what, well, I'm not that comfortable. But you see, if you catch her when she's comfortable, right? And this is how we'll wrap up with this point. When you catch her while she's comfortable and you pull back just a little bit, it's, like I said, the tease in a different way. Because what's happening now, this girl is knowing that this is playful, this is fun and games, until you want it to be serious, or until you want it to be what you want it to be. And so what you're doing is giving that woman the possibility of having control. And girls hop on that moment of having control because that's that desire that they start wanting when, you know, they dealt with so many simps, but now they're dealing with an alpha and now they're dealing with a simp again or something like that, right? So that control, you kind of just want to give it to a woman so she feels like, hey, well, you know what? I know what I'm doing too. Because a lot of times also girls think they know what they're really doing, but they don't really know. Okay, I'll leave this point on this subject right here, but if you guys do want more, please let me know. I love talking about this stuff. So last thing on my list is she has to, and now this is a given, but it's only a given to a certain extent because I have 2 bonuses to add to this one. Yes, and I have a bracket. But if she knows that you know what to do with it, so basically if she knows you know how to work with what you got. So let's, of course, like, you know, there's always gonna be topics we're gonna have to talk about as far as like what matters and all that stuff, right? And there's always gonna be debates. But the truth of the matter of it is, like, everybody's born a certain way, and when you work with what you got, there's gonna be a way you can find how to work with what you got. You get me? So I'll just say the brackets, because the brackets are not the bonuses, let me say, and then the brackets on its side. I'll just say with this thing that I put as a bonus, this is for people that are blessed with it. And these are for guys that, you know how to, you know, work with it and have that experience. Now, the last part, which I'll talk about, I'm just gonna say this. The first thing is when you're already packing, like when she can see clearly, especially when she comes over and you got those certain types of joggers, those certain types of shorts, yeah, and she can see clearly, okay. Or when you guys are laying, cuddling, getting all warm, right? And you know the vibe is good. Even if she just comes a little closer, if you guys even play fight, that works too. But if she just gives a little slide or just touches a certain area, then she can possibly, and this might just happen, where she's gonna go ahead and know that, okay? So if you don't have it though, there's sometimes where she might have a false alarm. It's okay, but that's just kind of more so for guys that are blessed with it, all right? The next thing is I put if she's heard about you. Now this one you guys can kind of control, but this is also like you guys actually, you know, have to have experience. You guys actually have to have one experience at least of a girl going to tell another girl, or maybe just rumors going around or something like that. Maybe in your community, or maybe you live in a small city. But what's just happening with this point is that all you fellas are doing is, you know, you have a word, you have something put on your name because this is your reputation. So that oftentimes, not always that it works. She has to still have some sort of interest oftentimes, but that is something girls keep in mind, okay? So what I put in brackets to actually help you for everybody, okay, is when listen carefully, when she's feeling on you, and then also over time, she will go ahead and start knowing that you can go ahead and work with what you got. So feeling on you is gonna be like, over time it could happen better, because over time, like, you guys are seeing each other, over time there's experience, over time there's things that she already knows, right? But when I say this part of, hey, she's feeling on you, the first time, the first hugs, the first, you know, vibes, every aspect of you guys being around each other and feels, right, is gonna matter, because you're gonna be showing her what you can really do. But realistically, those times she doesn't really know. So same as the example of you wearing a t-shirt, like when you're just hanging around, you're comfortable. In that case, it relates to number 3, because let's say you wore a t-shirt that's really thin. Let's say that your arms are showing, you go to the gym, okay? And then what happens? You go to the gym, she just sees, and it's the feels. She comes and hugs you. Oh, yeah, it's bigger than I thought. And down there too. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap that video up with that. Y'all let me know if you want a part 4. We'll probably have 4 or 3, and that's that. Bye, y'all.